Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is FirstReactionTv, and there is some pretty big news coming out of the Alex Murdaugh murder trial. It appears that one of the jurors has conducted some misconduct, and I guess they're getting rid of him. I'm not sure if it's just one juror or if there's multiples, but um, yeah, I mean this is some huge news because now I don't know going down the road if Murdaugh is found guilty of killing his wife and his child, that there may be some room here for appeals, maybe even a mistrial, depending how bad this gets. So we're going to check this video out here quick and see what all happened.
The removal of a juror. A few days ago, I received a complaint from a member of the public indicating that a juror had engaged in improper conversations with parties not associated with the case. I communicated and provided a copy of the communications to the defense counsel. After court, we then met with the juror on the record, and the juror denied denied discussing the case with anyone not on the jury or with anyone on the jury. She provided information that led us to the court to contact the persons that she was suspected of having conversations with concerning the case. Those individuals were interviewed and provided an affidavit regarding the contact that the juror had with them. We then also brought those two individuals in and had a...
Wow, so he's saying that they actually interviewed the juror, and the juror said that she did not have contact with anyone, and she denied, or she said that she did not discuss it with anyone outside of the juror room. Then the judge just said that they sent investigators to the people that she supposedly talked to, and apparently the juror lied, and the people that she did have contact with admitted having contact with her. And I think he just said that they were members of SLED, which is South Carolina's law enforcement division. So she was talking to actual investigators and cops that arrested Murdaugh. So this might get a lot juicier than I even thought.
Hearing in chambers on the record in the presence of counsel yesterday, in which both of those individuals waffled on the nature and the extent of the contact. They also provided a recorded interview, or the state provided a recorded interview with the jurors, and I reviewed that interview last night. So the juror has had contact or discussions concerning the case with at least 3 individuals. Though it does not appear that the conversations were that extensive, it did involve the juror offering her opinion regarding evidence received up to that point in the trial that the conversation took place. And in order to preserve the integrity of the process and the interests of both the state and the defense in a fair trial, that juror will be removed and replaced by another.
Yeah, you can't have that. You can't have. He said that the state had a recorded conversation of the juror and the law enforcement official. So that's weird in itself. He said that the state had a recording. So the state knew about this. The prosecution knew about this conversation. And you cannot, never, ever, ever by any means have a juror give their opinion to anybody at any time during a case, especially something like this. I mean, this is insane. And then he said that the people were waffling back and forth about what they were and weren't talking about. So this whole thing just sounds a little sketchy, and I think it opens up a ton of grounds for Murdaugh here.
Juror. I will make a part of the record under seal because of maintaining the confidentiality of the identity of the jurors. I will place under seal the recorded interview, affidavits received, and both discussions with counsel have taken place on the record, and all of that will be made a part of the record. In the case. And we'll bring the juror out to inform her that her services will no longer be needed. We will then replace her with an alternate juror. Any additional comments by the state or the defense? Mr.
Not from the state, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we do not accept from your ruling.
Yes,
I've sat through everything you sat through, and it's muddled, but we would defer to your judgment. However, I think it's important for me to note for the record that the interviews of these two people were done by SLED agents, one of whom was named as a witness in this case, and the other who was listed in the notes as being one of the investigating officers. Just to note that, again, SLED has made another bad judgment in this case. I'm not accepting from your ruling.
Yes.
I'm just pointing out that this is just a continuum of a calamity of errors. Thank you.
Dude, that is huge. Like, regardless if they came out and said that, well, we had a conversation, but it wasn't that serious. Well, we only talked about this. Like, the juror talked to a witness in the case. A witness. Outside of the court setting, the juror talked to a witness in the case, and then the juror talked to one of the prosecuting investigators in the case. Like, oh my goodness. I think it can have massive repercussions on this entire thing. Because if it doesn't go Murdaugh's way now, this is huge. I think it's so big for Murdaugh, for him to slip out of this, even if he's found guilty. I think he has a way out now.
And the court has not had any discussion with any SLED agents concerning this issue. And all the inquiry by the court has been directly with the suspected parties involved and with the juror. And this is a matter that this long trial with the intense publicity is certainly it would be certainly difficult for any individual to not have some exposure outside of the courtroom to information concerning the case, and to also be tempted to engage in discussions with others. But it is improper, it is contrary to my instructions to the jury daily, multiple times per day, and this juror unfortunately violated that order.
Yeah, and I mean, look, this judge is very dry and he's very slow, but he seems like a great judge. He seems very fair and very impartial, and he follows the rules and he enforces the rules. So, I mean, his hands are tied here. I mean, he 100% has to dismiss the juror. I mean, he doesn't have a choice, really. But I really do like the judge. he's hard to listen to, and it takes a lot of time getting through it. But I like him a lot. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better judge, um, you know, to be fair and balanced for you.
So, if you will bring out juror number
Uh-oh.
785.
Here she comes.
Yes. And, sir? He's gone? Let's make sure she brings everything with her. She will, I'm sure. Tony. Good morning. Yes, ma'am, up here. In your normal spot's fine. If you just remain standing for me. Good morning.
So they're flat out just kicking her off right here in front of everybody. This is going to be kind of embarrassing.
You doing okay today? All right. I have, as you know, we've had some discussions with you over the past couple of days concerning indications of conversations with
Look at Murdaugh's
few
face.
folks not on the jury concerning the case and expressing some opinion about the case. I have reviewed everything, including statements given by individuals and recorded interviews, and concluded that despite my order to not discuss the case with anyone, that intentionally or unintentionally you've had some discussions with some folks not on the jury, and which is going to require me to remove you from the jury. You have been by all accounts, great juror and smiled consistently and have seemingly been attentive to the case and performed well, and I'm sure that with all the time you've invested in it, you probably hate not to continue, or maybe you're ready to go, I don't know. But I certainly want to thank you for your service. I'm not suggesting that you intentionally did anything wrong, but that in order to preserve the integrity of the process and in fairness to all the parties involved, we're going to replace you with one of the other jurors. Have you brought everything that you have outside of, you left some stuff in there? What do you have in there?
A dozen eggs.
Say it again?
A dozen eggs.
A dozen eggs.
Yeah, one of the other jurors brought in eggs for everybody for the farm. So
okay.
eggs, my purse, and water.
All right, well, you're going to leave the eggs? You want to leave the eggs or take the eggs? You're going to take the eggs. So, Mr. Bales, can you retrieve from the jury room her dozen eggs, her purse, and what else? And a bottle of water.
Oh my gosh.
You can get those things from the jury room. As you know, the identity of the jurors are confidential, not known to the public, and the reason you are still where you are is that cameras are not allowed to videotape the jurors, and we have operated by juror numbers throughout the process, and we'll continue to do so, and your identity will be kept confidential as far as the court is concerned, and we trust that in the event you decide you want to speak publicly about this case,
Seems like she already
that
has.
you wait until after the case is over. You're not encouraged at all to do so, but you have a right to speak to anyone you want to, if you decide to do so.
Yeah, her most big cases like this, I mean, their identity is protected completely, where the juror's identity won't be revealed. Sometimes they put like a time limit on it. I believe it could be up to a year, or a certain amount of time passes. Once the publicity dies down, the jurors' names will be revealed. But if she wanted to come out and speak on a news outlet or speak to the media, I believe the judge is saying that you are allowed to, but that is completely up to her at this point.
No, I have not spoken with her today, but no, this is not related to, I know we also had some conversation was brought up concerning your ex-husband, but that's not a part of this consideration at all. This is totally independent of any other conversation that he might have had concerning you. That's not part of the order of the court. So they're going to get your things, and then once you're removed from the jury, you can't go back in the jury room. We'll have to tell them goodbye for you. Okay, all right. Well, thank you very much. Ed, you can go. Thank you.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, there you have it. Juror removed. Sounds like there's a lot of different things going on with her, talking to multiple people the way the judge made it sound at the beginning there. So I don't know. I don't know where this leaves the whole trial. I mean, hell, they're at jury deliberations at this point. I mean, I think closing arguments were made by both sides, if I'm not mistaken, and I think they're either awaiting jury instructions or they already got them. So at this point, they have to add a alternate juror at the very end of the case, who now has to go in and deliberate with a bunch of people that I don't know if they would have had the chance to talk to him or not. I don't know if they keep the alternates and the regular jurors together. I wouldn't think they would, but in a case like this, I guess it's hard to tell how they have everything set up. But I appreciate you watching. Hit the subscribe button on the menu bar or on my page. I appreciate it. Like, comment, send me a link if there's anything you want me to watch or check out. I appreciate it.